It was just another normal day in the quiet village of Hydrun, when strange rumors started to spread. Spiral 6 heard something about eternal darkness. Worried, he went to look for the great sage of the village and his faithful advisor, Sir Nosed Void of Funk. The rumors were real. The prophecy of the great darkness is real. Those were his last words. Then he disappeared and was never seen again. Spiral left stunned. A note was found on the ground with just one simple sentence. Run to the hills. Spiral ran. He ran like there was no tomorrow. But it was too late. There would be no tomorrow. One day? 2 weeks or months? Hard to say, hard to understand what happened. Spiral 6 simply woke up in a remote camp. Around him, only ice and forests. No trails or footprints, just 2 horses tethered and a fire lit. He knew he wasn't alone. He knew someone took care of him. But who? Not all questions could be answered. It was time to walk and seek to understand what happened. And luckily, or can we call it fate? A small village was found after the frozen river. 300 or 400 meters away from the camp. No more than that. And it was there that Spiral started talking to the locals. They told him tales about when the land was swamp and caves were home. And about the cold that froze all the forests. But they also talked about the hope for better days, and how it is necessary to prepare for when the rivers start to run again. Feeling obligated to repay that village, as apparently they saved his life, Spiral 6 decided to help them. The first step was to go out in search of resources, as they were very limited. He would need more wood, iron, wool, food. Anyway, anything would do. The objective was to build a boat. It didn't have to be a giant caravel, after all, the rivers in this region are small. But Spiral 6 didn't want it too small. He knew that this boat could be the key to those villagers explore other lands in the future, and also to develop a commerce network with other areas. Perhaps it was a matter of faith to hope that the river would melt one day. But after all that has happened, doubting the faith was no longer an option. And, with all the resources in hand, he began his ambitious project. After a full day of work, the boat was ready. With 2 beds, Spiral 6 took the opportunity to make it his temporary home. But he knew he couldn't stay there for too long. First of all, the place was still dangerous, and besides, there was no way to warm up properly. The infrastructure of that village would need to improve, and by talking with some locals, they agreed that it was time to make some investments. The first step decided was to make a port. A boat alone doesn't help much, but a port structure, with warehouses, a lighthouse, a deck, all that stuff would enable the village to become prosperous. And that's how the village lighthouse began to be raised. Ready. After a lot of work, the lighthouse was finally completed, and it started to light up the village's nights. The region became safer and more welcoming. However, there were still many areas for improvement. One important improvement point is the resource management. The village now has a boat and a lighthouse. This could start a trade network, but where to put the resources? Warehouses are needed, as leaving chests out in the open is not a wise idea. So, taking advantage of the surplus of resources that were not used in the construction of the lighthouse, Spiral 6 has already started the next project. A storage house inside the harbor. With the warehouse duly completed, a few details would be lacking for the complete of the port. A deck, a gate, some accessories. And with that the city would become a great place for traders, fishermen and travelers. But it is in the details that the difficulties lie. After calculations with the village's engineering team, Spiral 6 concluded that a lot of iron would be needed to complete the construction. More iron than he had ever collected. And that's when an elder intervened. He commented about a village located east. A village of dwarves. They had great mining skill. But not only that. In some magical way, they had the ability to create iron by sacrificing weird creatures. Spiral 6 found the story strange. But, among so many strange things that have happened in recent times, this would be just one more. So, he decided to head east to look for this village. Look for the dragon on the rocks, was the last piece of advice Spiral heard before his departure. It was hours of hiking, crossing mountains and crossing plains. But, it could only be there. There was the dragon's head. This is where his journey would end. Was the legend of iron real?